Hello and welcome to another push-ups and cool music. 81 push-ups yesterday was an epic victory. I've never done it in my life. Not in one set. Not even at my most not even at my strongest or fittest or what have you. So probably I would theorize that the leg injury has actually made my legs lighter to carry because even at my strongest, maybe 50 or 60 was the max. But not only that affects performance because that's a huge difference from 50 to 60 to like 81, despite the legs being a little lighter than they were when I used to lift heavy barbells. I will do that again later this year, hopefully, gradually building up. But there's also training specificity. When I was doing powerlifting, I focused mostly on bench press or overhead press to build the chest, shoulders, and tricep muscles. Now it's only push ups. And every day, my body becomes very efficient at doing push ups. So you become good at what you do. So it's good that I can set new records. That makes me feel that I haven't gotten old yet. There's still a lot of energy left in me that I can cultivate, build, and develop. And I felt really proud of myself. It's like 81. I have to work towards 100 in one set. That would be rad. Anyway, about the cool music, there is one topic I've been thinking about: copy strike. I had copyright warning even on some of my classical videos because there are live performances by very well known classical musicians like Valentina Lisitsa, Hilary Hahn, um, Daniel Barenboim. It's like I have several favorites. Mari Samuelsen from Norway. She's great at playing Vivaldi at the violin. But the thing is, it's very important for classical music that you find music that's specifically non-copyright. Those hardworking musicians who made the music deserves all the credit nonetheless. And I have some thrift store CDs that people probably won't recognize. So yeah, that's the fact. For my cool music, I still need to be careful since this is on YouTube. But for fun, I will sing a little song just to see if the YouTube algorithm reacts to it as being a copy strike or not. Because while not while listening to other music than classical, it's been mostly classical lately. But I do listen to some Opeth and Depeche Mode specifically. That's what I've been listening to lately. Of course, Dio is great. Anyway, he has been only dead for 10 years, so I can just take his music. Anyway, I will sing a little song, Depeche Mode, because their lyrics are deeply personal and have a lot of meaning to me. I think this song, Enjoy the Silence, is about how damaging words can be, and that's giving someone a little space and silence sometimes the best solution to the problem, that you will only make it worse with the stupid things you may say in the heat of passion, the moment where your irrational feelings are taking control of you. You have to take control of those. Accept the feelings, but control them. But anyway, this song is soothing, just heals the pain. So that's why it's so good and so timeless. I remember working at Tons of Rock, rigging up stages. I remember there was a man with a tattoo on his arm that just said, Enjoy the silence. I'm like, great choice. It's a beautiful song. So I will sing now. Words like violence break the silence, come crashing in into my little world. Painful to me, pierce right through me. Can't you understand? Oh, my little girl, all I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary, they can only do harm. Vows are spoken to be broken, feelings are intense, words are trivial, pleasures remain, so does the pain. Words are meaningless and forgettable. All I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here in my arms. Words are very unnecessary, they can only do harm. Ah, wonderful song, isn't it? Anyway, I will get to my push-ups, and no, I won't play Depeche Mode, but I will play another one of my classical favorites that really makes me appreciate life because one day, uh, in the midst of depression, I was just listening to Mozart and looking at the stars and the northern lights, and I just felt external things can control my mood because I have everything I need right here. I have my solitude, my peace, I have Mozart in my ears, and I'm looking at the stars and the northern lights, and that was epic. I was like conducting the orchestra of the universe because Mozart is like the voice of God. Anyway, so push ups for the day will be Mozart Symphony number 25 in G minor, the first movement. You may recognize it from the movie Amadeus, but I'm not taking this from Amadeus soundtrack. That's for sure. I just found like a copyright free one. So let's do it. Three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and a four. That was easy. Really easy. But it is important to actually go easy on your muscles. Just go regularly. If you go really hard every day, you will fail. Because soreness will accumulate. I stopped early at my last set yesterday simply because I wanted to save energy. I had more push-ups the next day. So the fact that I was collapsing on the floor was just me doing the third of a push-up and holding the muscle, like flexing it intensely. I had more push-ups in me. But I'm like, I just did 81. Nothing can top that. So to keep building towards a new record, I have to be consistent and be good to my muscles. But I feel ready for another 33 and a third push-ups again. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and whew, whew. I felt the second set a lot more than the first one. So I need to take a breather. Maybe talk about Mozart a little bit. The great composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, born in Austria, Salzburg, in. Whew, I have to catch my breath, man. 27th of January, 1756. I certainly have to put on Mozart on that day. He died on the 5th of December, 1791. He only got to 35, a year younger than me. So, what have I done with my life? Think about all the music he created. But I didn't start actively doing music until I was in my late 20s to early 30s. I just realized that I could sing. I did like karaoke. I did a few rock bands. Started taking piano lessons because I felt very drawn to old school rock and roll, heavy metal, and classical music. So I just wanted to express myself more. It's harder to control my voice when when my breath is heavy. I may talk a little loud, so I'm sorry about that. Whew. Anyway, 33 more. Whew. Anyway, I think that third push up actually has more meaning than just a mathematical joke. Well, it's actual math, even though then it will add up to like 33.3 times 3 is 99.9. How can I get the zero one? It's all lost in calculation. Anyway, but the third one does serve a purpose. The third one actually keeps my muscles flexed in a position where the muscles are very tense. So I just hold a little bit for like isometrics. Bruce Lee was a big fan of isometrics. A lot of his physical conditioning was just isometrics, working against an immovable resistance. He could even just put a lot of weight on the squat rack, not even weight he could lift, and just push against it. He wouldn't actually squat the weight, but he would just push against the heavy, heavy bar to build more isometric strength. His grip strength was amazing. He constantly worked on his grip strength. His conditioning, out of this world, man. Bruce Lee is like one of my inspirations. And back when I was at my best shape, I lifted weights, I bicycled, I went to Taekwondo training, and I even did push ups and stuff at home. For now, push ups will do fine. I think I'm aiming for 200 push ups today, but that's why I need a little break. Whew. What about some more Mozart? One of my favorite works of all time is the Requiem, Mozart's Requiem, and this beautiful song. I bet most people have heard is one of the most beautiful songs ever made in the history of humanity. From his Requiem, the last song that was actually written by Mozart himself was actually one of his students that, together with Mozart's wife, Constanze Mozart, that worked on the last part of the Requiem. His student was named Franz Süssmayer or something. I'm not good with pronunciation of those names, but yes, he worked on the rest of the Requiem. The Requiem is an excellent work from start to finish. I listen to it when I think about life and death and big questions of my existence. I walk around the local cathedral and listen to it. And when the cathedral is open, I can even sit there and listen to the entire Requiem and just look around and feel a sort of divine feeling, you know? So, for these push ups, is the Lacrimosa. Okay, let's get to work. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and the third. Man. Two of the greatest men that I aspire to be like died in their 30s. There are more, but I can mention Mozart and Bruce Lee. They were both superheroes in their fields. Mozart was a musical prodigy from childhood with perfect pitch, was taught the violin, harpsichord, piano. He wrote operas. He wrote symphonies, epic piano concertos, and countless works. Mozart has contributed so much to humanity. Yet, he died in debt. He was poor by the time he died at 35. Because those composers are dependent on benefactors who commissions music from them in order for them to earn money. So Mozart work was being scarce because there was war times and less people could afford going to concerts, and he needed work. And there was a rich, wealthy man. I don't remember his name. Some kind of emperor or what have you. Not Emperor Joseph from the movie. Too many notes, but he was a real person as well. So Mozart was hired by him at some point, but the guy who commissioned him, he died, so he lost his source of income. And Mozart was a hedonistic man. He spent more money than he earned. So that is actually a true fact. He lived a very luxurious lifestyle. So Mozart died in a pauper's grave. He was just buried in a mass grave. He didn't have no requiem playing for him, even though he wrote it right before he died. But Beethoven got the requiem at his funeral. Yeah, beautiful music. And yet the legend, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart died in debt, you know. But Bruce Lee, he died even younger at 32. Uh, he was a philosopher. He broke down a lot of racial barriers, considering how he was not. Some Chinese people didn't like him teaching Chinese martial arts to non Chinese people. He was even challenged by a man who said that if he wins, he's not allowed to teach non Chinese ever again. But if Bruce Lee wins, he's allowed to teach whoever he wants. Because Bruce Lee does not care for racial barriers. He just wants to teach fitness and quality of life to everyone. Not just like some kind of weird Chinese secret or what have you. Right? At least when Bruce Lee was practicing traditional kung fu. Because Bruce Lee developed into something else entirely. His philosophy of Jeet Kune Do. He studied fencing, boxing, karate, taekwondo, lots of martial arts to develop his knowledge, his martial knowledge, to put it that way. But anyway, when he was challenged by that man was mostly running around the room and avoiding Bruce Lee. And when Bruce Lee finally caught him, put him to the ground, and defeated him, Bruce Lee was disappointed in himself, even though he won. He didn't think his fitness was optimal. So he worked more on his conditioning, both like physical strength, muscle mass, all that to become more explosive, to have more endurance, to be faster, bigger, faster, stronger. So Bruce Lee became very fast and very strong. He wasn't very big, but he was densely muscular. He had a lot of muscle considering how small his frame was. So very powerful human being indeed. And now ready for my next push-ups, and I will have some more of good old Amadeus. Let's see. Um, oh, this one. This one is cool. Rex Tremenda. I'm not good at pronouncing Latin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and hold. Oh, nice. That will give me more tricep definition. Such divine music. Mozart almost makes me feel religious. Never been like a truly religious person, but I get religious feelings from listening to Mozart. Feels like his music, it truly is the voice of God. When I see the beauty in nature, the stars, the moon, the trees, the wind, and listen to the wonderful music of Mozart. They just went to the next track on the Requiem. Whew. Man, Requiem rules. It's one of my favorite works for a reason. I just need to breathe a little before my last 33 and the third push-ups. Man. Epic music. Okay, a little water. Last 33. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33, and the third. Went back to the track I played earlier. It was autoplay on the Requiem. I should have just put on the Requiem and started doing push-ups. But yes, the takeaway message from today is that it wasn't very hard to do those 200 push-ups, but it was still a little challenging. And that's what your workout should be like. A little challenging, but not unforgivably hard. It's like sometimes you need to push your limits, of course, to test your strength. But when you're working out regularly, you stimulate but not annihilate. You build strength, you do not demonstrate strength. Yesterday, 81 push-ups, that was an epic strength demonstration. It showed how much endurance I actually have in push-ups. But ideally, soon, I will do 4 sets of 50 to get to 200. Probably not too far off. Then my max is probably 100. So, go figure, you don't always use your maximum energy while building. Consistent work is key. This video was a little longer than usual, but anyone who saw this, I hope you had fun. And stay buff. Have a nice day.